Hi, my name's Donnie. I'm Wyatt.
Anna.
Ron.
Lillian.
My name is Kay Tambasco, and today I'll be speaking to you on why welfare recipients should be drug tested before receiving government aid. In our country, there are over 80 welfare programs today, and we are facing a great problem. Welfare has become the largest budgeted item in the federal government, racking up a whopping $1.03 trillion in 1 year alone. This $1.3 trillion budget is funded by the American taxpayers. Due to misconduct, the welfare recipients are costing taxpayers thousands of dollars that they personally work for every year. Like everything in the world, there are certain things that people will always find ways to take advantage of, and welfare is one of these. Welfare could be a really wonderful program that could help families in need get back on their feet, but every dollar of this money needs to be utilized for necessities. If illegal drug users are identified before receiving aid, these important tax dollars can go towards people who really need it. A study done by the National Household Survey on Drug Abuse found that it is 50% more likely for drugs to be used in a household that receives welfare. 1 in 5 is a significant number. People are misusing the system and wasting precious government money that could be used to fund other projects. Drug testing on welfare recipients has only been largely implemented in the United States and New Zealand, but other countries like the UK and Canada are on the road to adopting this policy. The New Zealand government did a survey on welfare recipients and found that 32% of them were using illicit drugs, while the general population was only found to be 18%. In the United States, it has also been found that drug use is a heavy drive for welfare dependency. Drug testing also discourages the long-term use of welfare. The purpose of welfare is not to support someone and their family for the rest of their lives. It is designed to help the less fortunate and struggling people and their families get back on their feet. It is not meant for a monthly income, but is many times used this way. Welfare should be used as a way to give aid in a time of need when someone is without a job. It should encourage recipients to look for new work. Drug testing individuals who receive aid is also important in reducing the number of individuals who receive it. If testing is enforced, it is likely to encourage not as many people to use it and encourage people not to use it long term. Instead of wasting money on individuals who have drug problems and use their government given money to presumably feed their addiction, this government money should be used to screen individuals and also be set aside to help these individuals receive treatment such as rehab. There are some respective cons and ways to combat them. The cost of drug testing is a very controversial argument. Many people believe that it will be too expensive to test welfare recipients and therefore should not be done. Like I had mentioned in the beginning of my speech, it is found that it is 50% more common for drug users to be found in welfare homes. 2 years ago, Governor Rick Scott signed a legislation that would implement mandatory drug screening for all adult welfare recipients. He came out and said, it's the right thing for taxpayers, it's the right thing for citizens of the state that need public assistance. We don't want to waste tax dollars, and also we want to give people the incentive to not use drugs. People should feel the incentive to stay clean if their cash dependency relies on it. People might argue that it is offensive or discriminatory to drug test welfare individuals. They feel that it should not be assumed that just because you face financial problems that this means you have drug abuse issues. The issue posed with this argument is if those receiving welfare are not abusing drugs, it should remove the pressure of taking the test and overall eliminate the stigma behind welfare recipients' implied drug addiction. Not to mention that the majority of jobs today run random drug screening on all employees. This is an important factor to remember because, again, welfare is not meant to be used long term. Today, I spoke to you on why individuals receiving welfare should undergo drug screening. We all want the best for our country, and it is important that we act in ways that support this. All welfare recipients and applicants should be screened for illicit drugs before receiving any aid. In doing this, we can maximize the use of our precious tax dollars. Thank you.